Last time on Fire Emblem Warriors, we beat Darius again, but he still summoned his damn dragon. Man, what a jerk.
So, okay, in Fire Emblem Fates, in the DLC, he sings because he's Shigure. He's also Ryoma, and he's someone else too. I can't remember who. He's at least one character in Awakening, I want to say. He also is in Overwatch as McCree. He also is in, like, every anime.
But Terry Crews is not in Overwatch.
Yeah, I don't know why. Terry Crews is the best guy. Oh, is it Evil Dragon?
They're like, oh no, it's a big, mean dragon man.
I don't know. Some people are
he
like...
He drew that pretty well for a heavy shield with one arm while
he's
been mortally wounded.
And then they both look at each other and, was he talking to me? No, I think he was talking to you. But you know he was talking to Rowan.
Do you think he'll be back in the sequel? You think they'll be like, I didn't die, I fell into an extra dimensional portal?
What I think is really stupid is all these people who are like, Fire Emblem, it's so boring each time, it's just the same thing, it's so predictable. Oh, you gotta collect a Fire Emblem, fight the evil dragon and the demons. And it's like,
friends you've got with you.
They change it enough each time for me that
Dude,
it's
like
fine.
A lot of things are the same. Like Mario is the same every time. Zelda, like at the end of the day, it's like.
Well, that's what bugs me.
You get 3 things and then you win.
Because I feel like these games are changing enough to be different, and it's just like the stories are so cool. If you just stop,
it's a pretty interesting story, typically. Yeah, I mean, it's not like one of those. Oh, this is revolutionary.
It doesn't have to have like all these. It's just one of those things. Like, put yourself back in time and be like, we're a bunch of people about to fight a giant dragon that is threatening the world. If that doesn't sound cool to you,
you're all ready.
Then, I don't know. If you think that a 9-to-5 job is more exciting than killing a giant evil dragon.
Oh yeah, I get depressed all the time. Let's see, do I need to change any of these guys around?
I can leave. Look, the game's just like, here, we know player 2 not having a great time.
Change item. I guess I'll take
You should give me a mend. You should give me a mend.
What is it?
Yeah? You should give me a mend. I saw we got a mend.
How's this?
Yeah,
See?
okay. Alright. So, yeah, run around, hit these portals.
Oh, that guy looks like he uses spears. Or lances.
Hit the portals. I'm pretty sure this is, like, the one that I thought before when I was like, oh, yeah, this one's really easy. We just, like, run around town, beat up a bunch of people,
so
and
we
it's
might
like,
be able
wow.
to do 2?
No, because the next one's gonna be long. Like, they're all at the end. It's like, juggle, like, 20 things.
How many more is this? 4 more, including this?
It should be 22 chapters, so, yeah.
Where am I going?
Go to the purple.
We need to close those portals.
Oh, it's Camilla.
Not surprised.
The person that, like, everybody loves, but I hate. There's a lot of characters that's like that a lot of people like, and I'm just like, this character's...
I like Camilla, but then again...
Mission starting.
She has just, like, a lot of features, like, you know... Her being that affectionate and willing to murder people, I like that. That's just, like, something that, you know, like...
She's weird. I can go into it sometime, but I think I've already discussed in
I mean, you
why
probably
I hate
have.
her.
Also like the color purple.
I don't like her, I don't like Tharja.
Also
people
like boobs.
can like her, people can like those two all they want. I don't like them. I think they're dumb and honestly a little poorly written.
Tharja actually does interest me. Camilla, I think they could have done,
Camilla's
you know,
writing
like
is very
expanded
poor.
more.
Tharja can be okay if you get really into it. She gets better, and
It's actually a few things, like, I watched a video where somebody analyzed her character, and they complained about how, like, with some of the support, she'll say, like, even when she gets to S rank, she'll, like, make a point of saying about how, oh, the only person more important than you, that, you know, to me is Robin, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a shitty thing because it's saying, you know, like, it's focusing on her fixation on Robin, but for me, I thought that was, like, her way of being tsundere, pretty much, and being like, hey, I like you an awful lot, but I'm not willing to admit it, so I'm going to claim that Robin's still more important to me.
I don't think so. I think she's genuinely obsessed.
I'm pretty sure that she's blushing pretty hard when she says that, so I'm gonna say...
She's pretty genuinely obsessed.
I'm gonna say tsundere, and you can't tell me otherwise.
We've got nothing to worry about.
Die, you stupid monster man.
We did it! Now we have to hurry and close the other Outrun portals.
Oh shoot, did I not say the villager? I apparently didn't say the damn villager. There we go.
You know, I have a lot of unpopular opinions when it comes to games, but you know that...
Dude, I hate Breath of the Wild. I do not want to freaking hear it.
I mean,
I hate
I'm
Breath of
not
the Wild
super-
like Mighty Number 9.
Breath of the Wild was one of the first games that I was like, I want to do a review on, just because it's one of the games where I see both sides, love and hate. And I
Well,
feel like
the
I could
problem is
properly
there typically
address-
is only one side, and I don't think I would mind it as much if people weren't like, this is the most perfect game ever made.
I
That
feel
guy
like-
gave it a 7. That guy is obviously Hitler.
I feel like I could explain why, like, both sides see both things and how I see both sides.
Yeah,
However-
like I said, I think you're defending a side that like almost like is non-existent.
There was another video I saw that pretty much said there were a few points that I would make that they didn't, but they made pretty much all the points and arguments that I would say myself.
Oh, what, for why they did or did not like it?
They were kind of a middle ground. They were like, at the end of the day, it is fun, and there are some good features of it. However, there is a lot wrong with it, and it's not a perfect game.
It isn't, and I mean, I don't think anything will ever be perfect. Plus, perfect means different things to different people, you know?
Yeah, different people like different aspects of games. Like, some people like the older Fire Emblems for the gameplay. Some people like the newer Fire Emblems for the story and more out there characters. Different people have different priorities of what.
Some people just want
Ford is ours.
a bare breast.
Well, that's their thing, man.
That
Well,
might be my thing, okay?
Oh,
It's not my only thing, but I mean, it's definitely something in there. I think it needs to be a combination of things. I
For
don't
me-
think there's anything I've ever liked that it's like, I like specifically this part of it.
for me, gameplay is
Only
a
that part.
big thing.
Well, I
However,
mean, yeah, of
story
course.
and characters are the number one thing in a game for me. If it has a story I don't like, or characters that I don't necessarily like, I probably will not like the game. Even if it's like, oh, it has the greatest gameplay, it's like, eh. It's hard for me to put myself in the world to enjoy the gameplay. To actually, you know.
What about Odyssey? Oh wait, that's right, it had an excellent plot.
Like that, I mean, it's fine if games don't have story, but like, RPGs, the number one thing for me is story.
Oh, so that's why your favorite Mega Man game is X Command Mission, right?
No, that one stunk. It has
Focus on closing them.
the worst story. My favorite game is probably Fire Emblem Awakening.
These are much stronger.
Oh yeah, and you said that I was the one who told you to do that, right? You had played like a few of them.
I played Blazing Blade, I think it is. I get confused on Blazing and Binding. I
I'm
want to
having
say
a
it's
little trouble
Blazing.
here.
And then
Sacred Stones.
Sacred. I played very little of Sacred Stones, and I played.
There we go.
I played through Birthright. You know, there's this other game that's kind of like Birthright, but
Sam,
better.
just leave that one to me. It's a
Oh, I
freaking
didn't see you
dragon.
there. Do you want me to give you a little bit of health?
well,
I'm
I
on.
mean, I'm not gonna need it, but if you want to, just for support purposes. Would you mind getting... Oh, shoot, never mind. I'll get the one up top. You want to get the one to the bottom right?
Oh yeah.
This will require me to sprint.
But yeah, Fire Emblem Awakening for me had a great story, people can be like, hey, there's plenty wrong with the story, and there are some things that I don't like about the story.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's like very few things where it's like, this is the perfect story. Like, normally in any piece of fiction, you can be like, so did you realize that this aspect was, completely stupid?
And people are like, oh, it's so cliche for Fire Emblem. You're going through and there's death and it hits all the tropes. You defeat an evil and crooked king. And
Yes,
you
it's
fight
almost
a
like it is the Final
dragon.
Fantasy of Fire Emblem games where they went all out and tried to, well, then again, it's not Final Fantasy because even though it was their last chance for it, they had enough build up that they could do like a tribute to the fans. Final Fantasy didn't have fans until it came out.
But it was so, like, there's just so many things I like about it. One of the biggest things is you can tell how much heart went into it, especially just by listening. Have you ever just sat and listened to ID Purpose for like 30 minutes straight?
No.
You can hear how much like heart and soul those musicians are putting into that work.
And you can tell about how little fucks were given by the whole, oh, you can marry the child. That's not a child, wink.
There are some parts that I don't like about the game.
I know, it's just one of those things that, like, I wonder if that's even the reason why they did it. It's like, oh, I like...
This is the last one, it's fine.
Yeah, we're probably never going to be able to make another one again, so why don't we just, do it, because we won't get in trouble.
They didn't cut corners with that game, though. That's the great thing about it. It was like that was one of their last chances with Fire Emblem. And instead of just doing a lazy attempt to just put out another game and maybe get a little bit of cash from it, they went all out.
Well, you could also argue that their jobs were on the line.
I guess, but it was just
I mean,
so
somebody did
great.
point out, like, I'm not really big into TV, so I don't know specifically, but, like, I did watch a video about why why people thought that Fire Emblem Awakening did as well as it did, and they did say that they did a huge marketing push for it. So, I mean,
And
plus, I mean, the 3DS is, like, the best-selling system, I think, ever.
And honestly, a lot of people think Fates is better.
I
Honestly,
find that hard to believe. I mean, there's, like...
Let's go.
I will say, Fire Emblem Conquest has better, I'll say,
Conquest?
mechanics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we're talking about the subtitles there. Okay.
Fire Emblem Fates has better, like, I guess not quite gameplay. I guess it's more like mechanics and like things
Oh, okay,
to
never
do
mind.
in
It's up
battle.
there.
However, I don't think that matters in Birthright. The one where it comes into play is Conquest. You have to use all of those things to put a good strategy together and get through the levels. Birthright, you can do whatever the heck you want, and you'll have no trouble with any level.
Oh, yeah, I think I played Conquest first, so it was like... It was just weird for me because, like, I was playing on, like, the second difficulty setting because I considered that normal.
Yeah, like hard mode. I think it's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, it's like, well, I'm not doing... And then I got to, like, I don't know, like 8 chapters in, and then it was just intanuable. It's like, there is no way I can do this.
I think I started out Conquest on hard, I'm not sure. I know I completed Awakening on hard and Birthright on hard. Another complaint with Awakening is it's too easy, and while it is easier than some of the other games, if you don't stop and just grind, it's a perfectly,
huge.
yeah, you can stop and just buy a bunch of reeking boxes and grind forever and maximize your team, but you can do that in any RPG. You can overlevel your stuff and just steamroll through battles, or you can just skip the grinding and
Thought
just
we were
go
doing a
through
thing
levels
here.
and play it like a game.
How do I... Oh, that's what I need to do. Never mind.
Like, I had one file on hard mode where I would just play through, not really doing the reeking boxes or anything like that, doing the extra stuff. And then I had another file where I would just grind all of the characters. I got so into the game, I grinded all the characters until I got them all of the abilities and stats that I wanted them to have. I maxed out several character stats. Just grinding, because honestly, I love a lot of the characters on Awakening so much. A lot of people would
Any
say
chance I could get you to
otherwise.
come this way? Because there's a gatekeeper here. He's in armor, and I don't really
I don't
feel
know where
like
I
it.
am. Oh, so just go left? Well, never eat.
Um...
West.
Yeah, pretty much. How did I get here? How did I get
Your
here at
fort's
this
like
angle?
rainbow. It has red, it got a little bit of purple, got a little bit of blue, got a little bit of green, and now it's gone. Another complaint that people have with Awakening is that, like, its characters aren't as good as Fate's. And honestly, that's a point I can't see. People could explain
They
it to
can
me all
be
they
a
want.
little... Well, one, they have a lot more characters in Fates, so it's one of those throw enough stuff at a wall and eventually it'll stick. So they have more chances to do that, because, I mean, if we're talking good characters, yeah, there's some excellent characters, right? But then there's also characters like frickin' Perry.
The mission started.
There are so many. A lot of Norse characters are good. But then, Birthright, there are so many characters that I just either dislike or don't care about. That's honestly the best way to put it. I don't care about the characters. There's like...
Oh, I need to go to
Obero's
the
not terrible, but she just has a few, like,
She's
parts and
racist.
tropes, and she likes Takumi way too much. One of her main points is, oh, I love the spoiled brat. Did we lose?
No, we won.
Oh.
I thought we could do a few more, so I'm sorry if you're in the middle of killing something.
Normal state.
Oh,
truly
I
am.
was just kind of running. But yeah, like, Birthright, what characters do I actually like? Like, a lot of the characters I couldn't care about. I don't dislike them, I don't like them. Hinata, he's not bad,
A
he's
lot
not
of them were
great.
just kind of there. They were like a trope, and that was pretty much their entire personality.
Yeah.
I did find them a lot more interesting in Conquest, but then again, that was the morally gray one, so it wasn't like, you know, with Birthright they could get away with being like, we're doing the good thing because we're justice, and we're nice and good, excellent people. And then in Nor, it was like, oh, well, we're doing some very questionable things, we're just going to try and do them in a way that minimizes loss, or do it in a way that we can actually live with ourselves afterwards.
I really like Silas as a character. Silas is one of the better characters in Fates, I would say. Kaze is pretty good.
The two of you.
Yeah, Kaze's awesome.
Also, your avatar in Fates. So, some people may insert themselves into the avatar in the games. I never really thought of myself as the characters in those games. It's kind of like, have you played Dungeons and Dragons?
Changing my.
Yeah.
You don't insert yourself in the game. You make up your own character.
Sometimes you do.
Oh, some people
Sometimes
may...
you get told you can never play Dungeons and Dragons again because you apparently ruined the entire game. But that's just some people, okay?
But the thing
No one in
is,
particular.
when I play those games, or like when I played Dragon Quest IX even, the avatar character, I never self-insert. I
Hold-
have a character that I... Oh,
Hold
is that
that
next
thought.
episode?
Yeah. We'll talk about insert characters, avatar characters later. Thanks for watching. Join us next time when we go to fight a dragon. Which, given that this is a Fire Emblem game, means that we're probably coming down to the wire.